Live here. Mm, Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in this world. This is Diaspora Radio. You're welcome to your favorite Sundays hangout on YouTube. My name is Mark. I have other co-anchors here with me. I have IK from Philly, and I'm waiting for others to join in. So today we'll be discussing business opportunities, or rather investment opportunities for immigrants. So you see the thumbnail of this live broadcast. It's The thumbnail of this broadcast is talking about the pictures aligned with different investment opportunities that we're going to talk about. One is the real estate, another is the stock market. Then another one is the cryptocurrency, and I think the last one is just financial freedom. So let me see here while we wait for other guys.
There's nobody else. Is it just me and you on here right now?
No, I think I can just join.
I can't see. Okay, yeah, I can just. First of all, let me even say, Mark, thank you very much for all the effort that you put into making sure that we are coordinated every week in, week
Yeah,
out, and that I imagine it's not easy on your end. So thank you very much.
no, trust me. Sometimes I just, but just yeah, because my schedule is very tight. But I try to, if you're building something, you got to put in time, no matter what.
That
You
that
have
is
to be
true.
consistent. Consistency.
That is true.
Mm. Yeah, IK, welcome, Philly IK from Philadelphia.
Yeah, but
How your end now? How's snow for that side now?
the talk say it go snow from today till Tuesday. So if by
Hey,
tomorrow it's still snowing too much, we'll just call him for work. You know.
oh,
Yeah,
you need to go work tomorrow.
yeah, because it's gonna snow throughout from today till Tuesday. So or by tomorrow if the snow come day plenty, I go just prepare myself, just call him, take a sick leave or whatever.
Snow leave.
At the level now, person no go one go show, try something, say, the road bad, it bad. You know, you know,
Anyway, we are live on YouTube now, and we're talking about investment opportunities. First of all, let's talk about stock market. Now, hear anything about stock market this week? The way some things they skyrocket, like is it GameStop shares?
yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Yeah, a friend of mine took time to explain what really happened and what Wall Street has been doing to ordinary people like me and you know, and
So what happened was there are people called hedge fund guys, right? These are usually a group of people that have a lot of money, so they put their resources together and they trade on risky investments. What you do is called long. What you do is called long, right? What they do is they will short. So normal investing, buying stocks is normally is long, right? You're buying and hoping that you make profit, right?
Yeah.
That the stock prices will go up so that you make profit. And there's another one called shorting. When you short a stock, it means is that you are betting that stock prices will go down, right? So these guys, because they have a lot of money, they're gonna put a lot of money on the fact that the stock price of that company is gonna go down, based on the fact that they think that it's a bad business for multiple reasons. It could be that they think that the business is going down. So, well, to cut this long story short, hedge fund guys, of course, they shorted GameStop, and they shorted AMC. AMC is a cinema, right? So they are believing that the stock price of that cinema will go down because that the cinema is no longer relevant. and then they believe that GameStop will stop being profitable because people are playing more and more people are playing games online and stuff like that. So, but what happened is that when they did that thing, normal people on Reddit, there's a site called Reddit where tech guy people that like tech just blog or something like that. So they are talking like, oh, they are gonna buy the stock of that company. And what happens when people buy stock of a company, whether the business is good or the business is not good, as more and more people are buying, right? As more and more people are buying, whether it's a good business, normal demand and supply in the economy is now. So as more and more people are buying, whether the business is doing well or the business is not doing well, the stock prices are going to go up. I don't know if you get what I'm saying, because if there are 100 people requesting to buy one single item, the seller will say,
yeah, the demand, right?
Yeah, this is simple. If 1,000 people want to buy the same thing and that thing is for $1, the seller will say, now I want 50. So just like the price of the stocks went up astronomically, and the hedge fund guys, they lost all the money that they bet on the fact that the stock prices of that thing is going to So, but eventually, those two businesses, AMC and GameStop, I don't think they're gonna die eventually, anyways. But I feel like they were just making it. They just made a statement. So it's eventually people are gonna start selling that stock because people know that it's not good business. So when people start selling that stock, the prices will crash again. But some of those hedge fund guys, they lost money. What they were trying to do is they were trying to sell their stocks, sell that short quickly, so that they can pull out their billions of dollars before they lose everything.
Oh, I was not, because I don't really understand what was going on. It was all over the news. Okay.
So that's like the long and short of it. But when you now get into technicalities, you start seeing that different hedge fund guys might short at different prices. That I don't think he's gonna go above 120. That kind of thing. So it's.
And there's
But yeah.
There's something that has to do with Elon Musk tweet too, right? They said he tweeted something.
Yeah, I don't even know what Elon Musk said again. This word, everybody's saying something these days.
They said his tweet affected the price too, something like that. That because of Elon Musk's tweet, the thing went up, and it was crazy though.
Was it about GameStop that Elon Musk tweeted? I thought Elon Musk tweeted about something different.
Maybe he tweeted about another thing. We can just look up his tweet real quick.
Definitely, if all these billionaires, their tweets changes the game. Like I told you guys, Warren Buffett bought my company. So people that are into investments, people follow great investors or great billionaires on how they invest or buy or whatever. So the whole tweet thing, yeah. So you shouldn't be surprised if Jeff Bezos says something or tweets something about stocks. People are still gonna like. People are still gonna. So this is not like. So even if Elon Musk I don't think it was about GameStop though, but every one of them, they changes the game, because even when this COVID thing started happening, because Warren Buffett owns a company called Berkshire Hathaway,
right,
which is partly, my company is sold to that, like Warren Buffett bought it. So my point is that these companies are owned by all these big dudes. Like when he wants to sell or buy, people are monitoring those people, because these people, all the effort and time they make is to study the market. So if you see somebody whose businesses or money that they make is by studying the market, because that's what the hedge fund guys do. You and I might just be every time if we have a business or we're working for a company, they're taking our 401k, all we need, they will tell us like in 65 years we'll retire. This money will be taken every month or rather every week, depending on how we get paid. And then we share spend in 65. But these hedge fund guys, they don't buy and sell based on that. They buy and sell based on daily and weekly. So that's why somebody can that invest in the market, whose sole business is about buying and selling or investment, they can make like $100,000 in a day.
Of course.
Because they are not buying like, let's just buy and hold. They buy and look on the market, is this the best time to sell it or not? So as much as we think that, you have a 40 years or 50 years targets with a company or your brokerage that deducts money every time, telling you that at the age of 65, when you retire, whatever happened. As much as you think you have that, those people are still capitalizing on us. And that's the issue that happened with the GameStop, that people realize that why Wall Street people or hedge fund people are making lots of money is that you and I will be here working and having money deducted to buy share $100 and $200. These people are buying shares in billions, you know, to short it. Like they are the ones that control the market. You know, sometimes they throw like $1 billion out to shorten to reduce the amount in the sense that a particular time later they will be able to get like 20 times of that money. So they know what to, because it's what they call calculated risk, you know, knowing when you can decide to lose a money to people that looks like it's a huge money, but because it's a calculated risk, you know that in a particular period of time, you're gonna get 10 times of that money. So that's exactly what happened. And you know, they got very upset about that because some of the CEOs and they were saying, oh, so the regular people can think that they are smart now. They know how to, you know, because they were surprised. But this is what they have been doing for years, and that's why hedge fund people and Wall Street people are millionaires and billionaires and stuff. And because they make money out of us, like ordinary people that just think that you buy share of 100,000 naira, $100,000, you think you're making money, but no. You know.
You think hedge fund investment is more lucrative, more what do you call it? More is more a lucrative opportunity than buying stocks?
It's about how much you're buying with now. Hedge fund guys are billion. Like he just told you, hedge
Yeah,
fund guys they have a lot of money. So if you
I have a
if
lot of
you
money.
invest $10 and you get, if you invest $10 and you get 50 cents. Obviously, if you invest $100, you're gonna get maybe $5. And when you invest 1 billion, you do the math now.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah. But another thing is that these hedge fund people or guys we are talking about is that sometimes some of them still commit illegalities too, like inside trading and stuff. That's one, you know. But if they are caught, you know, they can be jailed for that. But another thing again is like I told you, these people they on their laptop, like they on their system. This is what they do, you know, kind of thing. Like this is their job. It's not like regular. Somebody I might just buy and be like, oh, I bought shares last week or last 3 months, but I don't even know. All I know is that I just left the money there. But these are people that take time to study. They don't just buy because oh, Facebook is a big name or Amazon is a big name. They don't buy that way, you know. They strategize based on they can even make money from startup businesses, you know, based on knowing when to buy and when to sell, you know. So, but regular us would be like, oh, Facebook or Netflix, people on Facebook, let's buy on Facebook. You buy, the people will buy like $300 for pay share for Facebook or Netflix. But these hedge fund dudes know like businesses, no, the way they invest is not how regular ordinary people invest. So,
They can even tell you that at that $300 per share that Facebook is all that price is too much for Facebook. You know,
yeah, and then we tell you straight up with that amount of money you are putting in there, that if in terms of ROI, return of investment, you are basically losing money. You know, kind of thing. Like they study the market very well, and like I told you, the way they trade is different from the way ordinary or regular people trade. Okay, look at what happened with the GameStop. Like people realize, okay, this is what they do. They'll bring the price down and this and that. Then people now, okay, you know what? Let's go and buy this stuff. So when people are buying this stuff, the price start making more. So people that bought it earlier, their shares grew a little bit more. So they wanted to start cashing out the money. So the money they wanted to start cashing out are the money that these hedge fund guys invested in. So they were very angry. And that's why some brokerage didn't allow people to cash out. One of them was Robinhood. Even presently, as we are talking now, a couple of people have sued Robinhood.
yeah,
Because Robinhood,
I heard that they
yeah, they
restricted
don't give them chance
the
to,
trading.
yeah, yeah, because when people started that, like let's say people that bought, let's say for instance, $5 when GameStop was that, and then people started buying, the stock was so high. So these people saw what was happening. They're like, okay, you know what? Now let's try and sell them, because if we sell this, we were making like 600% profit by the money we invested. But this money now is money that's gonna go out from the hedge fund guy, because this is the money they put in to shorten the price of this. So they were very annoyed and upset. And trade is not supposed to be stopped that way. That's why the way I'm saying this, even though they have great lawyers or whatever, but people are gonna make a lot of money from them. You know, it's not even only Robin Hood, because they came together. They, all the hedge fund dudes came together to decide, you know what, to put a stop a little bit. You know, when I mean the hedge fund, even the Fidelity, Vanguard, all these big corporations that you know that deal with shares and stuff and Wall Street. You know, so yeah, it is. It tells you more about that. Why a lot of people, like on YouTube, you see people now, people that graduates or went to college or grad student now, they are solely doing investment. You know, that kind of thing. Like, but people have realized that if you want to really want to make money in stocks or mutual fund, you have to like basically 24 hours. You have to know how to do calculated risk.
There's a lot of
Take
mental investment in all of this. In this, especially the stock market, you got to be on the computer. You got to analyze. You got to look at like
yes,
many,
you
many.
have to study. You have to start do analysis of last 5 years, last 10 years,
Ah,
what is happening. You
God.
know, so and again, it's about risk too, because you are like, okay, if I take a risk now to buy now, or take a risk to sell now, what exactly, you know? So it's a lot of steps. So that's why people start having like mentors, or start having people they look up to. That's why I told you about like, oh, tweet of this person, or tweet of this billionaire or whatever can change the game. Because if they're telling you this is what they plan to buy, or this is what they plan to sell, people want to follow that, because they feel like these people, this is exactly what they do. Because the old rich white people is only investment. That's where they make their money. And
That's it.
whose money are they taking? Is money of you and I. Because people are losing money every time when people invest, you know, because they don't invest properly, and because they don't even know. So you hear people are losing like 100,000, people are losing it. But do you know that this investment all is dependent on a lot of things? Just change your government can change the whole thing. Just Twitter banning Trump affected their stocks.
God,
You
see,
know,
you got
just
to.
governor moving from Republican to become Democrat. Like, so you have to be ready for that. So you have to factor. These are things they factor in. So you factor a lot of things in decision making. You know,
Definitely calculate
crisis,
like
war.
what is it called? If except you make it a full time job, because if it's not, it won't be considered like a part time, stuff. You know, you got to dedicate full time if you really want to, excel in this stock investment. Anyway, if you see my screen, I pull up Fidelity. I didn't log into, but do you guys know any stock right now that's really profitable? We can look in one or two before we go to the next investment, like AGNC. Most of the stocks that I buy, they're usually like REITs. I don't know if you guys know REITs.
I
Um,
know read about
yeah,
the real estate.
dividend. I like dividend stocks. The one that I don't care about what they do, but I care about the monthly dividend they bring. Like this guy, I
Mm-hmm.
think I have one or some of these guys. They pay me every month. It's in cents. I'm still studying them though. $15 a share. Yeah, let
Yeah,
me see.
but just know you have to be paying taxes for all this stuff too. You know that, right?
Yeah, all these, and
So
the
every
tax
year
is
you
very
have taxes. Try and yeah.
the tax is at 30%. I can't remember what, very high. So
If you have
do
a
you know
real tax person,
anyone in your portfolio you like to share?
well, presently I'm only doing mutual fund for now. You know,
Explain that your
uh,
mutual fund. What is that really? I've heard about it. I know
okay.
I like to
Mutual fund,
Mm.
mutual fund is basically like the way it works is basically like like group of companies, you know, coming all like together to build like group of companies coming together and equalizing their losses and gains. So the return of mutual fund cannot be compared with like an individual company, you know, and somehow it seems to be like the safer uh, investment. Like
Yeah.
for me, because I'm not doing it full time, I'm not ready to mistakenly go and invest or put my money in a particular place and their shares drops down and I lose all the money. So mutual fund is what I'm preferably doing. I feel like it's safer. Uh,
Okay, you mean like
um,
a group of
Okay,
companies?
so you buy fractional shares, right?
yeah, so
Like
basically it's like fractional
like
share.
S&P 500, you mean something like that?
Yeah, like S&Ps
Okay.
the FSRN. There are a lot of them on Fidelity and Vanguard. You know, just S&P. S&P is one of the big ones. Um, yeah, you're gonna see a lot of them. Even yeah.
Yes. Uh, oh no no no. I did they find out that time for you. S&P 500.
Yeah, SPY 500. The one this one that is still S&P ETF. You know,
SPY.
um,
No, I don't see no results for this one.
the last one, the one I showed earlier is still part of the mutual funds, and there are so many of them too.
Yeah, there are many of them though. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Previous.
but you know, I feel like it's safer, and like the way is one is being advised at a younger age, maybe more might be in stop, but as you start growing towards your retirement,
Mm-hmm.
you have to shift your portfolio towards the mutual fund because it's safer. At that particular time you're about to retire, you don't want to start losing money because when you retire, you know, you're not working any longer, so you don't want to lose your money. So that's the money you want to use to live the rest of your life. As you also, when people stay in after all, people retire and still invest later on, but you still want to. So, but are we young person, you know, is advised for it to be more in stocks. But for me, because I'm not really doing full time, I'm not doing the whole study of the whole situation. I preferably work on uh, just do the mutual fund. Their returns are not much, it's very small, but it's safe. You don't lose quite amount of money. So even if there is a shift, like during the whole time, during COVID, their stocks really slashed very well. You know, much money wasn't lost compared with if it's one company invested and bought their stocks
Okay.
and it hit them hard, you're definitely going to lose a lot of money. But when you have all these mutual funds, and it's kind of safer, you know, because
Yeah.
they are like sometimes it's 500, 1,000 company all in one. Yeah.
Yes, well, yes, we learn how to. This is the one of the investment we don't people don't talk about. People don't let people or people are especially immigrants. Most of us are not interested in because we are not. We always want to see a short term, profit. So if you consider long term investments, if you have
I don't feel like it's the fact that we want short term gains. I feel like more is about we don't know where to start and we don't have as much information as saying people that
Mhm,
grew up here and stuff like that. Because you're in a foreign place, you learn as much as you can, but
mhm.
you're still not gonna have. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. I can.
Yeah, I understand what you
Yeah.
are saying though. Sometimes to this is how people most of these rich guys they make money work. Your money bringing money, but most
Yeah.
of us don't understand that what would I use to qualify this now? Use your money to make money, no matter how small it is. Then you scale it
Yeah.
up from there. Like all these shares. Like now, I'm getting some dividends from all my shares. Are like real estate shares. Real estate. At the end of the month, they give me maybe 5 cents here, 3 cents there, 20 cents. It depends on how much you put on there. So I'm monitoring all of them. So if I buy one share they give me like 5 cents. If I buy like 100 shares, that's 100 times 5 cents right there. So every month it keeps on coming, and I monitor them. Which one pays every month? These are monthly dividend stock, which means my own money is bringing money back. So one advice I want to give to everyone is real estate stocks. They are kind of very stable. I don't know if you guys know. I've heard about Fund Rise.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that. Where
Yeah,
it's like different real estate people, but where you can partly own. I think my wife was the one that introduced me to that, where you
yeah.
can partly own like contribute money. Like it's still like a store, but you are not investing
Now
in
you become a owner of the property, like depending on how much.
property. Yeah,
So they pay you
depending on
they
how
don't pay
you
you
invest.
they don't pay you every month too. They pay you every day. You will see how the value of the property is going up. So depending on how much you invest every day, your money will be adding 1 cent, 2 cent, 3 cent, just like that. So
Yeah,
these are investment opportunities that we are going to wish in the future that I wish I started like 10 years ago.
that's true.
So as
That's
we look
true.
into the future, like in 10 years' time, where would I be? Where would my portfolio be? So it's good we talk about all this
Mhm.
investment stuff out because we have to be putting in our income, every income we get, we have to be putting a certain amount. Like we just keep a certain amount for investment. Like, okay, even if I'm adding like $100 every month to my mutual funds, to my hedge funds, to my portfolio, in 10 years' time, you know, just imagine how the thing will be. That time self, you will not you won't even need to work all these 9 to 5 again. Financial freedom comes in there. What about
Definitely.
cryptocurrency? Okay, we'll use about 5 more minutes before we go.
Yeah,
Cryptocurrency. How about that now? Abuchi, what do you think?
Cryptocurrency, man. I registered one time. I didn't have enough information, so I never pursued it. But I don't know. IK, what do you
yeah.
think of cryptocurrency?
I, the truth is that Big Francis was the one that introduced me to. I even invested money in it then. That was like two
Oh,
or 3 years
you
ago.
know Big Francis.
Yes, I know Big Francis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we've met like 2 or 3 times. So I've gone to his house, stayed and stuff. But the point is, so yeah, he introduced me into that, and I think I got scared. I'll be honest with you because the money I invested, the next thing, I think a couple of days later, the money starts, start coming very down. I think it was $300 or something. I was like, I'm not gonna lose this money like that. So I quickly sold. I quickly sold sold the stuff. But recently, I got an email from the email that I used to open the account. So I still have access to it. Like I can, if I want to, like, and the money is still connected, the account is still connected to my bank account. So if I still want to invest again, and which I'm thinking though about, because I'm like, if I have left the money there was a time the stuff rose to 30,000, like I would have been, but also I would have also lost that money too a lot because it was just $300. So I would have. So this crypto, as much as it's good to buy fractional, but I think because of the fluctuation of that cryptocurrency, if you really want to make lots of money in it, it's good to invest more. So even as it's going very much down in a particular year, and it's gonna really go high, man, it's gonna go high. And at that time, you can cash out a big amount of money, like even your main money that you invested in it, the principal money. But if you have like a very small amount of money in it, if the price really goes so down, it's possible that it can just go to $0. That's the disadvantage of it.
Oh, yeah, Bitcoin. Yes, it has a very high monitoring system. If you want to invest on that, you got to be on your, or because the price is just moving like 0 to 1,
Yeah,
but
it moves every second, like it's moving.
yeah,
Like like you have to, because if not, like you might see it now $17,000 per share. And the next thing you might just go to like I don't it kind of moves. Yeah.
so, but
Yeah.
now
But they're selling fractional now though, because I bought fractional when I bought. Like most investments are fractional.
from Cash App, if you have Cash App, you can buy some fractional bitcoins from there.
Yes. Yeah, you can buy, yeah, Cash App too does it.
And
Yeah.
to what they pay me, be say that time when we come here, 2015, Bitcoin was like $600.
Oh God, like
Which
can you
600?
imagine?
Which 600? It was like 300, guys. Someone told me let's start Bitcoin business. I didn't start it. You're
Ah,
like
see.
$300.
You see what we're talking about the future? You see, when we're talking about the future, we see. That time I said, no, I cannot do this. Ah, if you come back like 5 them now, you don't do all right. You don't do all right.
If
I
you
don't
get like five
understand that.
now, you don't even need work again. Sir.
Ah, and this other coin is going up to now, Ethereum. You know, Ethereum, they look
Yeah,
at now, they go. You they look at they go. You don't they
I buy Litecoin before too.
Litecoin.
Litecoin, but that one know to go well.
Mm.
But what is the future
Uh,
of all those? What is the future of all these coins? Sir?
It's going up. You see
man,
that
it's give it 10, 15 years. Things are really people are even buying things. Some companies and some places you can buy and sell. Before it used to be in dark web, like people that do trafficking, buy guns, uh, uh,
Okay,
involved.
as a means of exchange.
Yes, as a means of exchange, so that they cannot be tracked or whatever. But since the government seems to be invested in it, because at that time people do it, they don't even pay taxes or whatever. But now government is involved now, so even if you do invest in it, at the end of the year, they're gonna send
yeah,
you
that's it.
tax. Still have to pay because it's
Wow.
an income. You have to pay taxes to Uncle Sam. So because
That's
of that,
three
now people,
words.
yeah, people, even in Nigeria, I know a lot of guys that deal in Bitcoin, like,
Yeah.
and
People
they,
know the big guys now. Then now they do now. Because in a
Yahoo,
big
yeah,
once you put
people,
like let's say you put right now if you put 5,000 naira dollars in the Bitcoin market, in the next 5 minutes you can get like $100 and you pull your money out. You know, you just like that. Some money can just add to it and you pull it
Are you
out.
gonna be willing to lose $5,000 just for $100?
And no, you want once you put it Bitcoin, the way I see it, once it goes up, it comes down. It goes up. So people are always monitoring that going up and down. You can make some little money out of it, some $100
Yeah,
there, so depending on how
yeah.
I have tested it before, putting like $100 there, and I see that it was like I was making 40 cents before it goes to 4 cents, which is like 104 cents, 105 cents. You will come back to 102 cents again. There's one time I went to 110. So I pulled the 10 cents out. My $100 is still there, you know. So people who put more money, like $5,000, they're getting more money. They're getting like maybe $100 on top, or $5,100, $5,200, just like that. So people when get one Bitcoin, they make like thousands on top that during that volatility when they go up and down, you know, through
yeah,
the
yeah.
Bitcoin market. So it's one way. It needs eye monitoring. I mean, I not get that time for that monitoring, but the thing is just to buy one coin when it's cheap. There is this guy that owns what is the name of this guy? Ah, he started his own coin because everybody they start their own coin these
Yeah,
days.
people are starting their coin now, but you have to make sure you invest in coin that is people are trading with because it's all about currency. You don't want to like there is a US dollar and there is other kind of dollar. There is in naira, there is Zimbabwe money. So you don't want to go and be
Yeah.
buying currency like if you're doing forex, buying currency of people. Their money is very devalued, you know. So that's how the whole thing because it's currency. So you want to invest in a currency that is people use a lot. So that's why the Bitcoin, the Ethereum, like these are the coins that people use that that people trade with that
Mhm.
like I said, it used to be in the for dark web and illegal stuff, but now um, some companies, some even uh, restaurants and
Tell.
clubs,
Yeah.
hotels use Bitcoin now to do their businesses and stuff like that because it's easy now to buy and sell and get your money.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of easy now. Yeah. So I see a future in it, but I think one thing I realized that if you want to really go into investment, you have to be ready to,
To do research and make out time.
yes, one, do research
Mm-hmm.
and make out time as you mentioned. But another thing is being able to confront fears. Fear of if you lose this money, yes, you lose it. But at the same time, if there is possibility that you're still gonna gain, and if you gain, that's it. Like you have to confront that fear because if you don't confront that fear, all you keep on saying is that, do you know that 10 years ago,
Invest.
I was thinking about investing in this business when it was this amount of money. If I've done that, if I've done that. And the next thing, oh, do you know 20 years ago, I was thinking about invest, but but if you just confront that fear, because as I'm talking about this, I'm talking to myself too, because I feel like sometimes I do, because you don't want to work this hard in America and see your money just evaporate,
Are
So,
you saying
but
it's safe to say that you invest in something you can lose, like a money you can give away? That's this is
I,
something
I
to
think
avoid the
I
risk.
think yes, I think you have to start from there because you don't want to, for your house rent, you don't want to put house rent or a mortgage monthly payment or money that is for other bills. Like you have to be a money that you feel like it's not like you are being pessimistic that when you
Mhm.
invest this money you're gonna lose it, but you have to be realistic that it's possible that you might lose it. It's like I said, investment is like betting. You know, because
But
if you are
but
just betting that,
it's also more like like betting when you do research, which unfortunately a lot of us don't have time to research as much as we should. I know I
yes,
don't.
yes, because you have to do like the enormous research is needed to be able to make lots of money. Like, and again, there's still uncertainty that can happen. Like I told you, like there's some business that will be going. Then the next thing, if there's a pest issue, like people that are investing in agriculture in some countries that deal in agriculture, and that particular stock might be going very well. Then the next thing, there might be a pest, a particular disease that might hit that particular stock, and you see how the stock will just crash. And as it's crashing, people are losing money. That's how it
Okay, so
happens.
like commodities, yeah, like investing
Yeah,
in
like
commodities.
yeah, because let's be honest, most when you invest in all these businesses, somehow it's still commodities. They are selling something to you. Some commodities are tangible, some are services, you know. Let's take for instance, people that invest in Walmart, it's still commodity that they're investing in. Let's say Walmart start having a change in their government and they're having an internal crisis, all this kind of stuff can affect their stock, you know. Also, let's say you're investing, okay, take for instance, when, like in me, I work in aviation, when the whole situation with COVID happened, traveling, people were not traveling, you know. So people that invested in Delta Airline that used to have a high shares and stuff, American Airline, all those stuff, they all crashed down because it was still a service that people invest in because we saw that people travel a lot, at least within America, even if some people are not traveling out of it, but within America, people travel. But immediately the crisis happened, it crashed the store, and people who have a lot of money in these services, they lost a lot of money out. So that's the thing. You have to be working, and that's why people study people, and that's why some people are blaming, like let's say during Trump, like people are blaming that much information we are not giving because when you know more information, is it time for me to still leave my money? Is it time for me to pull out my money so I don't lose more? That kind of thing. So you have to be studying. You have to, if you are to invest, everything matter. Like every information matter. That somebody is used to be the president and now another new president. Somebody's philosophy can affect your money. Somebody's government, the new present president can, like, every news is important. So they study. You have to be very allowed to study. Even to read how the profit that they make every year. How do they distribute their profit? How do they make their profit? What are the steps that they take to improve like it is a conscious, it's like a continuous something, and that's where I feel like a lot of these hedge fund people do very well, and that's why they make lots of money because they study this stuff. When they just hear like, oh, Australia, there's a wildfire in Australia, they might be like, oh, because of this wildfire, Australia is one of the countries that produces uh, uh, like beef or something because they have a big animal farm. Because of that, some of them have investment in beef or anything that has to do with food or what, they might start pulling their money because they know that just this happening is gonna affect like you have to be studied. But you and I that just go to do our normal work, We don't know all this stuff. Like we don't have time to know that. Then the next thing we realize that, oh, we used to have this amount of money in our portfolio. Now we've lost like $10,000,
mm,
and somebody have already made a lot of money because the time we are buying, we didn't know it's not the time to buy, it's time to sell. Or
right,
the time we are
right,
selling,
exactly.
it's not the time to sell, but it's time to buy because we don't have all the necessary information to know how to move or when not to move. So it requires a lot of information, and so yeah,
Okay.
that's how it goes.
Let's try to end it here for today. I want to say thank you to Ike and Abu Chief from Philadelphia. Today we've talked about investment ideas, investment advice, about the real estate, stocks, and cryptocurrency. We've gone in depth into it with knowledge and the other stuffs we know. Thank you very much for joining us. If you have any comment, please drop your comments on the chat box. We'll reply it. As soon as we can. And from us here in America, we say thank you and see you next Sunday for another interesting topic. Next Sunday, we should do religious topic. I don't know. One thing, I don't know something, but we know when we get there. So I want to say bye.